What is good? What is good, everyone? Welcome back to the channel with yours truly, of course, Machiavelli. Hope you all are having a great day today. And today we're back with another episode of what? Today we're back with another speed. Sorry, guys. There's something in my throat. We good? Okay. So we back in this because it's Sunday. I'm on reading week. That means I got 1 week off. Okay, that was terrible. But anyways, I got 1 week off from school, so it is lit. Anyways, so yeah, guys, so we back. So today I'm going to be finishing up this beautiful apartment that I love dearly, and it's very close to my heart. Like I said, I had a lot. I told this in the last prep. I had a lot of fun making this. This is one of my favorite apartments. It's just so me. I love the artwork that I use in it. It's very young, but still it has a very not grown-up feel. I don't know, it's me. Like, I'm a child, I have my little pieces of art, but I'm still a grown-up, you know? It's just the meaning of me in a build. But anyways, yeah, for the bedrooms this time I used more of, like I said, I wanted it to be fun. I wanted it to be very like I said, very I just didn't want it to be, you know, too girly, but yet I didn't want it to be black. I don't even know, guys. I can't describe my builds, honestly. You guys are like, oh my god, how you do this? I don't know. It just happens, you know? We know you're just doing something and it just magically, like, yeah, that looks good, let's do that. I suck at explaining my thoughts because I don't got any thoughts when I do this, honestly. But yeah, I do enjoy the build though, and I do want to apologize. In the last build I put up some ceilings and half of them, more than half, were broken, and I have no clue why, but I try to fix as much as I can. Some of the stuff I cannot find anymore. I don't know why, but I guess they took them out or something. I don't know. If there's some stuff that I'm missing that you want, let me know down below. I'll look for it personally. But yeah, go check the description out, and those links should work. They should work. If they don't work, then God help me, I'm gonna kill somebody. I'm joking, but I spent about a few hours anyways, they should work. So go check in the description below for the links. But yeah. So today we are going to continue with the story of my Sims 4 Legacy. Some people seem to like it. I have no clue if anyone hates it yet, but some people seem to like it, so I'm going to continue with it like I said before. If you don't want me to talk about it, let me know down below. I will be having little breaks here and there, just talk about something else different. I don't know, it depends if you guys like it or not, but we're going to continue from where we left off. So if you guys did not watch last build, pretty much I'll give you a little recap. What's a run crap? I'm making up words now. It is definitely Saturday, but it's actually Saturday night at 3 o'clock in the morning that I'm recording this. BAM! I have no clue why I did that. I am so random. But anyways, so a little recap of what happened was I started off with I started off playing the Big Sister Challenge. It wasn't supposed to end up being a legacy challenge. So I started off with the Big Sister Challenge. Started off with 3 Sims. The teenager named Maggie, and she had 2 siblings named Isaiah and Skylar. Maggie ended up marrying this old guy. He had a kid named Kai. Not divorced, he died, then she remarried, and then she had another kid. I forgot the girl's name. Then Isaiah ended up marrying Dina Caliente, and then they had 6 kids, and then he started like cheating, and then she caught him, and then she left him, and then yeah, that's pretty much their story. And now we're getting to the main story, which is Skylar. So pretty much what happened was Skylar dated, well, the rundown of where we got to was Skylar dated her high school like she had dated this guy. They were high school sweethearts. They end up getting married right after high school. But then when she decided to go live with her parents-in-law, but when she got there she realized that it was all like a lie between her and her high school sweetheart, that he was just like, it was this thing in the community where they give back to the poor, and she was like, you know, the charity case. So he kind of like married, so her boyfriend kind of married her husband, kind of married her just so he can look good, like, oh, look at me, I'm giving back to the community by like marrying a poor girl, you know? So that's what happened. And then they treated her really, really bad until the point where she just couldn't, she got fed up with it and decided that she was gonna take her revenge. She ended up killing her parents, her mother, her in-laws. She ended up killing her in-laws by giving them Viagra. They woohooed, and they woohooed to death, and yeah, that happened, and that's where we got to. So we're gonna pick up from there. I do want to say this is my current household I'm talking about. Yes, this all happened. I'm a storyteller when it comes to The Sims 4. For this actual legacy, I'm on generation number 12, and so I'm talking about the whole generations, and because each generation has a storyline, so do remember this one, because when I get to like generation who knows when, it might come back to this one. So yeah, that's what we're gonna go watch. So starting from there, so we're right after the part where their grandparents died. So after that happened, Skylar asked her husband for a divorce. Like, she had like proof and everything. She took photos of everything. Well, I didn't actually go and get photos, but quote unquote imaginary, she got photos and she had everything there, stating to him that, yo, I want a divorce, I'm done with you, you cheated on me, like, and all that stuff. And even though she totally in the back of her mind killed her like in-laws, she didn't care. So by the way, guys, she has 2 kids. She has a son named Sebastian and a daughter named Sophia. So yeah, so she got the divorce, she got full custody. And so what happened was, what happened was to sign the divorce papers, they never thought that their like marriage would last, you know. So it was like after 5 years we'll cut you like 25% of, you know, the whole household income. And then on top of that, if she stays for like 10 years, she will get, her name will be like on the house too. So what happened was they ended up staying together for like not 20 years, but like 11 years, you know. She kind of waited it out until like 10 years came, and then she divorced him because she wanted her name on the house too. So then she had like 25% of the whole income, because they were a rich family. Like I said before, they were rich, they were giving back to the poor. That's why they married her in a sense. So she got pretty much, when she divorced him, she got a lot of money from the divorce. And then after the divorce, he ended up wanting to sell the house, and then he forgot that her name was on the house now. So she ended up getting another cut from the house too. So she ended up with a lot of money, and she put it to good use in a sense. So and this is where I start with Sophia's story now. So Sophia is Skylar's daughter. She is the 2nd generation heir. So what happened now, we're at the part where Skylar got a divorce, she's gone now. So she went over and she bought herself a big ass mansion, and she went to raise Skylar and Sebastian by herself. At that time, also her ex-husband also had a kid with his boo thang, the person that I also didn't tell you guys. If you guys are in the last part, you would know, but her husband actually had someone else he loved, but again, he kind of married the charity case, so he couldn't really be with her. They thought, like I said, that's why they're like, there was like a 5-year thing, because he thought that they were gonna divorce and he was gonna end up marrying her, but she never ended up signing the divorce papers in a sense, you know. So that never happened. So anyways, they ended up having a kid, but you'll find out why later on the story. So anyways, back to Skylar. So she ended up raising her kids in this big ass mansion, and so as they were growing up, Skylar definitely started like the money, and I guess after what happened with her and her in-laws, her good side kind of vanished, and so her evil side came out, and so she started putting a lot of pressure onto her kids, especially Sophia. And so growing up, she was always very hard on Sophia. She was very hard on Sebastian. She always wanted them to have good grades, be the top of her class, and she wanted them to be in the arts. You know, she wanted something like, she wanted a prodigy. She didn't want people to look down on her because she was tired of her parents, her in-laws looking down at her, and she just hates it. So she didn't want her. She wanted her kids to be like something she can like show off to. You know, be like, oh, my kids do this and do that. So she wanted her like, pretty much they were her prized possessions in a sense. So what happened now was she got Sophia into violin, to the point where she'd actually, in high school, she quitted school. Like, she told Skylar to quit school so she can focus on being a violinist, you know. And it got to the point where their relationship started to break. So as Skylar was growing up, as Sophia started growing up, she started resenting Skylar because, you know, her mom's being a bitch pretty much to her, pretty much putting all this unneeded pressure on like a 16-year-old, to the point where she started to hate her mom. Like, it got pretty bad. And this is where Skylar's story begins. So what happened was, at the time, like I said, they lived in this big ass mansion. Next door, a new guy moved in, and then he caught the eye of Skylar, and Skylar was very interested in him, and so she tried, you know, to like swoop in and like be all flirty with him, because after her husband, she swore off men. She's like, I'm done with them. But then this guy came in, and this is like the first guy she's actually interested in, and so she tried to talk to him, and just so Sophia could get back at Skylar, she started talking to him, even though the guy did know that Sophia was Skylar's daughter, and the age gap was like 20 years or something, who knows. It was a long as age gap. She still tried to seduce him in a sense. She worked and worked and worked. Like, it took time to seduce this guy, but it ended up happening, and she pretty much just wanted to do it like as a in your face, mom, I got the guy you wanted, bitch. Literally, that's why she did it. So she started seducing the guy, and then they ended up like getting together, and they had like a relationship. And she literally, guys, the guy literally came over, because I remember back in The Sims 4 where it got like the neighbors would just come over to your house out of nowhere, like people would just come over to your house, right? So he literally came over to the house, and then the mom, like Skylar, and him was talking, and then she literally came in from school, went up to him and kissed him in front of his mom. In front of her mom, and her mom was pissed off. She's like, what are you doing? Like, what? You know she's my daughter. Like, you know how old she is. Like, what's going on here? And then she's like literally rubbing her face, and they got into like a huge argument the night. And so what happened was Sophia decided to like run over to her boo thing's house even though her mom fully said she was gonna like call the police on him, but she never actually did it because she liked him, you know. Okay, my mic's back on. I kind of clicked it off. Hopefully you guys, hopefully it has been off this whole time. Hopefully. But anyways, so you know, that was her quote-unquote guy she liked, so she didn't want to call the police on him. So she ended up not doing anything, but she had a threat that if she like kept on going on with this, that she would call the police on him. So what happened was, so she left pretty much. So Sophia left the house and went over to her boo thing's house, and then they spent the night together. Then like a few days later, she found out she was pregnant for the first child. She did not want this child. She did not want it. To God, she was not ready to be a mom. Like, she hated her mom. She didn't really like the guy she was with. Like, she literally only used him to get back at his mom, to get back at her mom. She didn't really like him. So she didn't want to like have a baby with him or anything. So she decided to run away. She decided to run away from all this drama. She didn't need it in her life. She was pregnant. She was a teen. She just didn't need it. So she decided to run away and become like a little self-composed, you know, teach people violin, to sell her violin music, because she had such high skill in violin that she could actually compose herself. So that's what she did. So she ran away, and she got this little piece of land, and she decided to like, you know what? She's gonna do this. So she became a single mother at like around, we'll say 18 or so. She was just about to graduate high school. Yeah, and then she was pregnant, and then she ended up having her daughter, who was Zoli, who's one of my favorite Sims ever. Oh, I love Zoli. I miss Zoli. God, last time I played with Zoli was in 2015. Oh, I miss Zoli so much. She's like literally my favorite Sim I've ever. I didn't even create her. I don't know what it was about her, but I just love Zoli. I love Zoli so much. I love her. So anyways, she gave birth to Zoli, and it was pretty good from there, you know. It was just her and Zoli taking the world on. And at that time, there was no like toddlers or anything, so Zoli pretty much became a child hella quick. So it's pretty much those two, like I said before, and Zoli is the next heir, just to let you guys know. So moving on from that story, so that's pretty much the end of Generation 1. Still pretty much done Generation number 2, and we're starting Generation number 3, which is Zoli. So Zoli, she never really got to meet her father because I kind of switched the save files, so we're gonna say that her father still doesn't know that she exists. We're gonna go with that. But anyways, Zoli grew up, she was a very like open child. Zoli, like, she had a lot of friends in high school. She always brought people over. She was a very friendly person, and she actually ended up having 3 best friends that stayed with her for her whole Sim years, named named Rain and Chantel, my bad. Rain and Chantel, they were her best friends for her whole, years of her life. Honestly, it was great. So what happened was, like, honestly, Zoli never really had any drama in her life. She really didn't. It was funny because I love drama, but Zoli was so drama free. Like, I guess there was just so much drama going on with Skylar, and that I just decided to just not make her do anything. So what happened with Skylar, but actually what happened is, like I said before, Generation number 2 is not over. So what happens now is Zoli is now a teenager. Sophie decided that she wanted, to get back in the dating scene. She's still not talking to her mom. She's a very successful music producer or violinist, and she wants to get back to the dating system. So she decided to like go out on a date with this one guy. He was pretty chill. They started getting serious, but later later on she found out that he was a drug dealer, right? And she just couldn't like bring herself to like break up with him, so she started using herself. And when Zoli started seeing that her mom was like using drugs, she just like, you know, she tried to help her mom out, but her mom just wouldn't listen. You know, she tried her best to get her mom like, mom, like, you shouldn't be doing this and all that, but her mom just wouldn't listen. It just, she wasn't about it. So then Zoli decided, you know, to leave. She decided like she's an adult now, she doesn't need to take care of her parents like her mom anymore, she can go. So she decided to go off and rent a house with her 3 best friends, Rain and Chantel. And so that's what they went off to do. At that time, Skylar was still with her messed up boyfriend, and she was actually pregnant, on drugs, and pregnant with her second child. His name is Cliff. I love Cliff too. I love that generation in general. So she was a mess at that time, and so like no one actually knew that Cliff was born. Like she kept that, like the mom, like Sophia kept that like on the DL that she was pregnant, and so no one knew about it, and she was such a bad mom to Cliff. It was crazy. But anyways, I'm gonna end off this part here. So we're done generation 1, we're almost done generation number 2, and we're just on generation number 3. There's still some more to go about it. So anyways, because I hope y'all enjoy it. Like I said before, if you guys want to keep on hearing these stories, leave the comment down below. Guys, 110% real. I played out all of this. All of this happened. In my head, at least. I played it all out. I did not come up with I didn't just come out with this, you know. It literally happened. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys did enjoy this build though. Enjoy the slides, and of course I'll talk to you guys on flip side as always. Links are down below. I'm out, guys. Deuces. Have a Gucci day. Bye. Bye.